Hey, what's up, everyone, and welcome to the live stream. So first off, let me know how the audio is as well as the video. And also for today's live stream, what the topic is going to be about is it's going to be about virtual trade shows. If you're in my Facebook group, then you would have already seen the post that I put in the Facebook group, basically saying what a big, huge, extraordinary opportunity this is, whatever adjective you want to use to describe it. And I don't really see too many people talking about it. I've seen it within my circle of friends who do wholesale, people who attend trade shows, but really I have not seen too many YouTube videos talking about it. And I think it's going to be a great opportunity, especially for people who are beginning, because trade shows was exactly how I found my suppliers. Most of the suppliers that I work with, I found at trade shows. I personally think it's one of the best methods to not only find suppliers, but to meet suppliers, find new products. And it's just an overall great experience. You get to go ahead, you get to meet new people, you get to travel, you get to go ahead and you get free samples. It's really a great experience. But of course, because of what the current situation that is going on, people are not able to meet in person. So to circumvent that, a lot of the trade show organizations, a lot of these different companies, booths, all these different brands like ASD, NY Now, any of these other trade shows, since they're not going to be meeting in person, there are really they're pivoting to virtual trade shows. Not everyone is pivoting to doing virtual trade shows, but a lot of these trade shows are going to be having meet and greets in person where you can sign up and you can log in virtually. You can go to a website and you can take a tour, like a digital tour of these different booths, and you can go ahead and see the items that are presented. Some of them have really cool specced out websites where you can do like a 360 of an item. Some of them are more simple. And of course, some of them are paid and some of them are free. And the ones that are free, there are some really good trade shows that are free, are going to be great opportunities for people who are new, because this way you get the experience of going to a trade show, of seeing what it's like without actually paying for a flight, without actually going ahead and actually going in person. And you might actually find a supplier who will be good for your business. So I'm going to start sharing my screen. Let me just check the chat. So if you guys can let me know how the audio is, just let me know if you can hear me, because this way I'm not just talking for 6 minutes without it actually showing. So let me just check on the audio. Let me know how the audio is. Give me a thumbs up or let me know in the comments. And then I'll start sharing my screen and we'll start going over how to find these virtual trade shows, how to attend these virtual trade shows. And like I said in the beginning, the opportunity that this poses, not only for your wholesale business, but for your private label business, for any business in general. Okay, so no one is saying that the audio is bad, so I'm just going to assume that the audio is good, and we'll go from there. Okay, let me share my screen. All right. So the first thing that I just want to mention is that usually when you sign up for a trade show, you have to go to their website. You can call in. There's a bunch of different ways to register, and you're going to register for these trade shows. If it's one local, then you can just go ahead and go to it. Some of them, if you want to go to the good ones, usually those are in Las Vegas or in Los Angeles. They move around every year, but typically they're in the bigger cities. And some of the bigger ones, you have NY Now, you have ASD. ASD is probably the largest one. I know they use that as that's their slogan. They're the largest trade show, but they are definitely the largest one for home products, all those other products. And then you have the little specialty trade shows. If you're looking for like a keto trade show, if you're looking for a trade show that specifically deals with car tire parts, there are trade shows for everything. Recently, I was doing research on virtual trade shows that I can show you guys, and I came across a trade show that is specifically for virtual trade shows. So it was a trade show about how to set up, or different companies that set up virtual trade shows. So there are definitely specialized trade shows for every single industry. But as you'll see with NY Now, this is a very popular trade show. They're more of a home decor trade show, and they are in New York, and they are twice a year. But because, as you'll see on the top, they cannot meet right now because they're not allowed to. So to circumvent that, they have not actually pivoted to online, but rather they have what's called a digital market. So what you can do is you can go ahead and they have all of these exposés, they have all these features of these different brands. And they've started putting more and more content out, showing the different brands, showing the people that they partner with, the companies, the wholesalers, the distributors, all of them. And it's actually really nice. You can go ahead and you can take a look at all these brands. In the past, if you wanted to go and see the brands online, what you would have to do is you would have to go to exhibitors, or you would have to basically see the floor plan, see the exhibitor list, and sort through all of these companies. But now what these trade shows are doing is they're actually putting all of the trade shows on, or they're putting all the attendees online, and you get to see all of these companies, their products, what they're selling, and each company is going to have a designated booth. So let's talk about the virtual trade show. So here's one that is a pretty popular trade show. You'll see that they have over 1,300 exhibitors, and this is the Las Vegas market. Pretty popular trade show, like I said, and because they are not going to be meeting, their trade show it's pretty soon. It's August 30th to September 3rd, but what you'll see is that this is actually a virtual trade show. What this means is that when you register for this trade show, you are not going to have to go in person. You're registering it for online. So what they are going to do is you would sign up, and all of the booths are going to be virtual. You get to basically see a booth, and you get to explore different booths on your screen. And from there, you can go ahead and you can see someone might be presenting. They might be live streaming the booth. Some of them might be presenting their products. Some of them might have a digital catalog where you can go ahead and you can see all of their items that they offer. And some of them are going to be really decked out. So this is one that is free. And if you wanted to sign up, I'm not sure if you still can, but you can go to register now. And like I said, a lot of these are free. And all it is just you have to sign up, and then you can attend virtually. So there is no barrier to where you have to fly in, and you don't have to go to these places in person. Now, those are just three in the home and decor market. And like I said, these are becoming more and more common because a lot of them, they kept postponing it. So all of the ones that were going to meet up in March, in April, in May, some of them are still postponing. Some of them even canceled their trade show for around that time of year. And now they are going to be opening up for the second half of the year. They're going to be doing it virtually. So like I said, this is a great opportunity. Now let's talk about how can you find these virtual trade shows, and then we'll talk about what does it look like, how do you interact with the different vendors, how do you go ahead and meet contacts, how do you get accounts with these different wholesalers. So to find the trade shows, typically you can go ahead and you can check the regular trade shows that you do. So let's say you go to a certain trade show like the Las Vegas market. I would first check their website, see what they're doing. Usually they'll have a banner like NY Now does where you can click to see all of their updates, and you can see if they are going to have a virtual trade show. If not, you can go ahead and you can look around. And most trade shows, especially the bigger ones, are going to have like a help, like a help chat bot, or you can even call them for a phone number, and you can quickly just ask them if they will have a virtual market. So definitely worth inquiring, especially to the bigger trade shows. But if you're looking for a more specialized trade show, you'll see that you can just do a quick Google search. And these trade shows, they're actually a business. So their whole entire business is that they facilitate the vendors who are going to be buying booths, who are going to be presented at these trade shows. And then they get buyers, they'll advertise their trade show. And they're basically the organization or they're the organizers of connecting the vendors with the buyers. So they are going to try and promote their trade show as much as possible, because the way that they make money is by having vendors attend and buyers. So they need buyers. So the way that they're going to do that is you'll see that some are running ads. Now I searched virtual trade show, and most of these are going to actually be for like softwares that make virtual trade shows. So, but what you can do is you can go ahead and just check regular trade shows. So if you search up trade shows, you'll get the usual websites. These are all paid ads, but you'll get 10 Times, which is a site that where you can search up trade shows. You'll get Wholesale Central. These are a couple of other ones. Shopify. And you can go ahead and you can search their database. So let's see shows. But you'll see you have arts and crafts, consumer fair, and you can go into each different section and you can see the trade shows. So here we have World Seafood Shanghai. We're not looking for that. And you can actually sort it up here. So you can go and sort it by the USA, and you can sort it by the date. And I know the Wholesale Central has one, and you can go ahead and you can search for different trade shows. And what I would do is you can click on it and go to their website and see if they have a virtual trade show. The other way that I would do it is I would just search up trade shows. Like you can search up, there are so many different ways. So let's say we just saw seafood, so we can do seafood trade show. It should see, so we have the Seafood Expo. So let's click on this. So you'll see they have their banner. So they are canceling it for the 2020 edition of the Expo. So it appears they are canceling it. But again, I would call them and see, are they planning on doing a virtual trade show? Are they thinking about it? Are they putting a catalog on their website this year because they are not going to be able to have a trade show to showcase their vendors? So that's how I would do it. And like I said, if you're selling in a particular industry, it's relatively easy to find those trade shows, because that's the other way that you can do it is if you're already working with certain vendors, those vendors will work, or those vendors, or at least the bigger brands, will go to the trade shows. So if you're selling home decor products, check your vendor's website. Usually there'll be something that says shows or gift shows or trade shows or exhibitors or exhibitions, something like that. And you can go ahead and you can search up there, or you can ask them, call them up, email them, ask them what trade shows they are going to be attending. Are they going to be doing any virtual shows? And the great point about that is that if you're already working with a great vendor and they are attending a trade show, then chances are you're going to find other vendors and distributors within that same market. And they're also going to be good vendors, because your vendors, your distributors, they're not going to want to waste money by paying for a booth at a bad trade show. So they are going to invest in trade shows that are worth their time and that are worth their money. So let me stop sharing my screen. And let's see if we have any questions. Let's see. So we don't have any questions at the moment. How long have we been live for? We've been going for 11 minutes and 58 seconds. So I'll probably stay on for like another 18 minutes. So if you guys have any questions, you guys can go ahead and put them in the YouTube chat, and I will answer them to the best of my ability. And right now I'm going to pull up some of the questions that I got on Facebook about virtual trade shows, and I will answer those here. Let's see. Okay, so the first question is, so someone said, what are the best categories to search for? That is dependent on your business. Do you sell in a niche that you like to sell in? Is your brand built in one market? If it is, then obviously you're going to search for those trade shows. If you sell in a particular market, if you sell in various markets, look for trade shows that are more relevant to your business, because you're going to know that industry well. I wouldn't try and go to a trade show about machinery or anything like that, because I'm not really going to know the different players in the industry. I'm not really going to know the best about it. Rather, I personally like to grow my brand in a particular market. However, there is always the answer that you want to sell what sells. So you can just attend whatever trade shows you can that are virtual, try and find different distributors that way, and try and connect with different vendors. So the next question that I got was, where is it? So someone said that most of these vendors at these trade shows, most of the people, the companies, the suppliers at the booths, they won't actually sell to Amazon and eBay sellers, and they won't drop ship. So this is relatively true. A lot of these vendors will not drop ship. A lot of wholesalers just don't drop ship. The majority of them will not ship directly to a customer, because it is an added expense for them. They have to go ahead and have all the facilities, the shipping crew, and everything like that. And a lot of them just don't want to deal with that. So while most of them might not drop ship, in terms of actually selling to Amazon or eBay sellers, a lot of them will say outright they don't allow third-party marketplaces. But if you have your own website, a lot of them will sell to you if you sell your own website. But you can definitely find a lot of suppliers that will sell to Amazon and eBay sellers. Again, I would tell them, because I want to be upfront about it. I'm not going to say, hey, my name is Noah and I sell on Amazon. I'm going to be like, hey, those are something, really cool. First, you got to talk to them, see what products they offer, and say, hey, do you guys work with third-party sellers? Do you allow us to sell on third-party marketplaces? And kind of get the conversation going from there. And they will sort of answer yes or no. Some of them might not even say like this. Some of them will say, oh, we don't know. Some of them might say, oh, we've thought about it, but like it's really trying to build a relationship. And that's another reason why trade shows are so good, is because you get to meet people in person, you get to talk to people, and you get to give them a great first impression, to build that relationship, to perhaps get them to allow you to sell on different third-party marketplaces. So someone said, can you tell us a little bit more info about this trade show? So like I said in the beginning of the live, you can just go and find them. There are tons of trade shows, really dependent on what you're looking for. If you're looking for home decor, business to business, machinery, office supplies, there are tons of trade shows. So someone said suppliers attending trade shows are generally not drop shippers. This is true. Most of them are not drop shippers. I've really found more success by going to the smaller trade shows, or if you're at a large trade show like ASD or NY Now, you can find a decent amount of companies. There are usually like 5,000 vendors at these trade shows, and I always find at least 20 to 30 companies that I didn't have before. That I didn't have before. That if you propose the idea of drop shipping, they'll give you a business card. They'll say, oh, I'm considering it. And you can really convince them to allow you to drop ship. Now, that is more work on your end because you're working with a brand that doesn't really drop ship. They don't have all the logistics set in place. However, you can also find companies that do have drop ship programs that are just smaller brands that most people don't know about. So out of the 5,000 booths that are there, out of the 5,000 different companies, you can find a decent amount of vendors that will drop ship. So then someone said they want a minimum order. I don't know if there are any CSV files. How can we work with these suppliers without stock? What should we tell these suppliers? Okay, so to break down your question, for minimum orders, yes, some of them will have minimum orders, especially at these trade shows, because a lot of these suppliers like to take orders at the trade show. So if you want to purchase, you can actually purchase directly there. Some of them will offer deals at the trade show. So a lot of them will have the minimum order, but like I said, some of them are going to have drop ship programs. And also you can go ahead and do wholesale. If you sell wholesale on Amazon, you can go ahead and purchase depending on their minimum order quantity. I don't know if there are any CSV files. So that's a different story. Some of them might not have a CSV file. Some of them might not have FTP servers. Some of them might just be smaller companies and they have their selection of products and they don't really have a way of you seeing their catalog. They will have a physical catalog, but they might not have a digital one. But again, you can always build that. You can hire a VA. You can have a software do it. There are definitely a lot of ways. How can we work with these suppliers without stock? So you can't. If your supplier doesn't have stock, you can't sell those products. What should we tell these suppliers? So I tell them, I'm upfront with them. I say that I am a drop shipper. I say I sell on third-party marketplaces. I am a non-stocking online retailer. That's kind of the title. Most people don't really use drop shipping. They say like an internet retailer. And that's the kind of the title that I explain to them, I sell on my website. And we also utilize third-party marketplaces to enhance the brand by selling on Amazon, by selling on eBay, because those are where the customers shop. And we want to put your brand in the spotlight. It's like a value proposition where you're explaining to the brand why you want to sell their product. And so obviously these brands have heard of Amazon before. I'm sure they've had other people ask them and they might say no right out the gate. However, it's still worth taking a business card, maybe sending them an email later. And if they say no, they say no. But definitely you can go ahead and find companies that are going to be great to work with. And you're never going to find these companies if you don't attend these trade shows, if you don't try. Will they work with us without stock and minimum? So I'm assuming you mean with drop shipping without purchasing products upfront. So yes, if you create an account with these wholesalers, with these distributors, again, if they have drop ship programs or if they have the capabilities to ship to customers, you can definitely work with them. Obviously, you want to make sure that everything is good beforehand. All of their returns are taken care of. You will know that the quality of their product is good. You know that they have good warehouse logistics. Everything you want to make sure that is going to be right beforehand before you actually start listing and selling their products. And obviously, you're going to have better luck selling on your own website because most suppliers will only let on your own website. However, you can find suppliers that will let you sell on Amazon and eBay and also for drop shipping. So if you guys have any questions in the live stream, you guys can always just put them in the chat and I will do my best to answer it. Also, we have 6 people watching and we have 7 likes. So if you guys can smash the like button, that'll be awesome. And let's see, we've been live for 20 minutes. All right. So those were all of the questions. Yeah, if there are no more questions, I'll end the live. And you guys can always leave comments, and I try and respond to every comment underneath my videos. But like I said, this is a great opportunity. A lot of people, when they're starting out, they can't attend trade shows because they don't have the money to travel, they don't have the time, and also it's not worth it. If you're just starting out, you're not going to go and buy a plane ticket to Las Vegas to go to these trade shows because you don't know if it's worth it for your business. You don't know if it's worth the expense. You're just starting out. So here, these trade shows are virtual. You can attend on your computer. That is why I think it's a great opportunity, especially for people who are just starting out. If you're just starting out and you don't really know that much about the business, you wanted to attend a trade show, but you just couldn't, now you can sign up for all of these different trade shows. And like I said, I have not seen anyone else make a video on it. Maybe it's not that important to other people, but to me, I think this is a really great experience. Even though you don't get to go to the trade show physically, you don't get to see the product, which is a downside because when you're at a trade show, even though these vendors are putting their best products in their booth, obviously they're going to put the premier quality, you still get to see the product physically. You get to see how good it is. You get to see what is the you get to see what they're selling. First off, you get to see how well they display their booths. Some of my suppliers, the ones that I work with, I like to work with the ones that have like the biggest booths. Those are always some people say those are the booths to avoid. However, like at the smaller trade shows, those are the booths that I go to. And I always ask them if they can drop ship, but you can definitely find some great vendors, some great suppliers, and especially build that relationship. So we have 8 people watching, 10 likes. If you guys have any last minute questions, be sure to leave them in the YouTube chat and I will try and answer them. No questions. Who's here? I want to know who's in the. We have 7 people watching. Where are you guys from? Put it in the chat. So we have our first comment. So I just joined in, missed a lot. No problem. I will leave the live stream up so you can go and watch the replay. And where do you sign up? You sign up at the different trade show websites. So like I said, I'll leave the replay up, but just go to the trade show websites, click on register. So some of them are paid. Just be aware of that. If they will charge you, you don't have to sign up for those. Some of them are going to be free. Those are the ones that as a beginner you can sign up for. And some of the bigger ones are going to be free. So you can definitely find some great trade shows that will not charge you. We have Outlaws here from OKC. And we have Ty from Florida. How many people are here? We got 8 people. All right. So if there were no more questions about the virtual trade shows, like I said, just wanted to create a live for it because I feel it is a great opportunity. And I didn't really see that many people talking about it. And like I said, also the live stream will be left up. So if you guys want to go ahead and rewatch all the information, see the trade shows that I featured in the video, that will definitely be up there. We have David. David is from Facebook, I believe. Welcome to the stream. We got Ty. All right. I believe I had one more thing. Let's see. All right. So if there are no more questions, that's going to do it for the stream. Thank you guys for watching. Thank you everyone for who did attend. And I guess I will leave the replay up. If you guys want to see more videos like this, be sure to smash the like button. Also, let me know down in the comment section below what type of videos you would like to see. If you want to see more Amazon, more Walmart, Shopify, I sell at a bunch of different platforms. Really, sometimes it's not that great. Sometimes I probably should just focus on one platform to grow it, but I like to expand my business to as many platforms as possible. And if you guys want to just see more videos on like a specific software, you guys can also recommend that down below. I'll see you guys in the next video. Until then, peace.